Okay, so today it's actually 3:31 in the morning, January 22nd. And why am I up this early? Well, I think you should probably know by now. So this is just another continuation of key turns, and I wanted to shoot it at this time because those of you that happen to watch this before market open, which happens in just about 4 hours, a couple minutes less, you can use this price. So the key turns price is 336 and a quarter, you can see here. And I'm not going to talk about yesterday, which was absolutely perfect because we had overextension, and this pretty much repeats everything I talked about in the last two videos. So if you have questions about that, you can email me. But I wanted to show you this mainly because I know there's going to be a few of you that are going to watch this before the market opens. So I want you to see this in real time, how this works. But I also wanted to give you a little trick. So normally I have this on a 15-minute because I like to see just a broader view. But I put this on a 5-minute because I want to show you what I like to do when I'm, looking to, should I buy into the price? What should I do? What I like to do is just keep things really simple. I don't want to complicate anything for anyone, let alone myself, because I want the easiest game that I can possibly play. It's very simple. So Globex opens right here. You can see where that yesterday's ended and today's started. And so you do need a little bit of development in order to identify, okay, we've got these three are up and clearly this is down. These three were kind of sideways, but we can clearly see this came down. So this low is lower than the original low that was set of the new candle in Globex. Okay, and then we ideally need to set either a higher high, a lower high, a higher low, a lower low, etc. So we need to break this high and we need to break this low. So we come back up and we set this high. We know it's a high because we come back down. Okay, so this is good. So what you can do is you can come up to your drawing tool, and I'd probably just grab the ray. So you could click F3 or you can just select this ray. So this is really simple. So once we've identified, okay, I can clearly see that we have a high here and a low here, and we're going to have to break one of those to continue in that direction. So in other words, we're going to have to break this one down here, right? It's approximately there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, then we have to break this one to continue higher. So you could take the time to color code these. So you could say blue means buy, and then red, I know visually I want to sell. So I mean, you can go in there and you can change the color. It, this takes time, obviously, so I don't know if you really want to take the time to do that. And so I'm just showing you this because um, if we come down here, we obviously going to have a breakdown. We're going to come up here, we're going to have a breakout. So I want to buy above here, sell below here. Now initially, we have this drop here. So you technically could draw another line, go to your array, and then draw one from here at that low, and then you could do it again. And maybe when you are brand new at this, this is probably a good idea. Once you get better at this, then you probably don't need to draw in so many lines. So the lows would be red, and then the highs would be blue to denote buying and selling. So this one would actually be red. Okay, so I want to position myself in exactly this way. And so this is what I do. This is how I look at this. It's how I make it simple. Now, if using other tools, like the box, which we can go over, we can, obviously do what those indicators say, but I wanted to just keep this simple so that you've got something you can use immediately in the real market. So I'm buying. It doesn't mean that I'm just going to hope and pray that this gets all the way to the key turns price, because it's possible that it won't. But if I do something like this, I can see what the market's trying to do. It's breaking highs or it's breaking lows, etc. Now, once you get into this type of market movement, it gets much harder because it's so tiny. We've got 1 and 2 tick movements. And so at some point you're not going to want to draw all these lines because then you're just going to be confused at what's happening. So if you just keep it to the dominant highs and the dominant lows, you can see how the market is progressing. Okay, so the next obvious one, just to get further along in this video, is going to be here, right? We're going to be wanting to break this price, and then we're going to be wanting, obviously, to be long above the key turns level, so I don't need to draw one up there. We already know that. So this is a pretty nice push up into price. So I want to be short below this. So I'm going to be short here. You can re-enter really anywhere up here. We come to the tick all through this period here. And so you would have shorted the 36. We've dropped almost 7 points from that. Looks like about 5.75. And so now we're kind of toying with this line. So, and by the way, once this line has been breached, you can do one of two things. You can just get rid of it. If you want to look at progression, you can just do something like this, grab the line, and then just come to where it finally broke. So we have this, it kind of peeked through here. It's not perfect. It kind of peeked through here, and we didn't have succession. So in other words, no candles closed below this. So you see this candle closed above it. So this is a true breakout, right? And then here we just wicked through it. We did not close below it. So we're going to make an attempt at 36 and a quarter again, but we don't have any strength. And so finally here we close below it. Tried again, and then we went again. But again, Globex, it's overnight trading. Unless something's, really big economically is going to happen, it's probably not going to have a lot of follow through. But this is a really good example to show you what you can do during the open market, RTH, regular trading hours. And is it tedious? Not really, not in my opinion, because if you're putting money on the line and you need to get a visual of what price is doing, this is actually something really effective to do. Once you get better, you don't need to put lines in because you can just see it. But this should be really helpful for anyone learning how to do this because, again, key turns is a single price. We know that if we're overextended, and especially if we haven't tested it in the last day or so, it's highly likely it's going to happen. So yeah, it's down, but look at how far we are overextended. So then we just do something like this, and we know where to buy and sell. We can test this, and this candle also technically broke this other one that we were tracking as well, because remember, this is a 5-minute candle, so this is actually 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. So intraday, that's a chunk of time to really sit through. So when you're actively trading and you're looking to place your orders, where should I get in, etc., this is something that you can take the time to do. That's absolutely worth the time, because when you put money at risk, it's important to have methods to mitigate that risk. Okay, so since we talk about it, at least recently quite a bit, here's the box. So this was still into, I grab my crosshairs, this was still yesterday afternoon, a couple hours before market close. So we had a really nice buy signal down here, and we just, obviously run from there. 36 and a half. You're going to enter about 20. And it gave you actually 2 opportunities to do that. So you could have pulled money out here, got back in again. So you've got, almost 17 points of movement you could have easily took. Nailed our purple line, which is the last profit level in a box run. And then we've already had a nice short here. So you can combine this with what we just talked about and, take away a lot of the guessing. And by the way, yesterday, which was Tuesday, the 21st, first trade of the day was this long. You could have got into, worked nice. This short, another winner. This one did not. It got taken away from profit. This one hit it. This one hit it. This one was a decent mover. This one hit it. This one hit profit. So far one loser. This was obviously a winner. and then you have this beautiful short right here. And so this is kind of what I'm talking about, when we break lows like this. So here are these lows, and then here's these highs that we just sit through, because this period is 9:40 my time, and then we finally break at 10:30, so almost an hour of just sideways. So yeah, we can take the long, not a lot of movement during this period of time, but we break high, and then we come back into this kind of channel, and then we have breakdown, and so that was a beautiful trade. So we can take the long, and if we don't take profit, then we can reduce that, and then just get short and then ride it out. So same thing here, and that's where we lead into Globex. So this is something that can really make it easy, but I wanted to show you that technique because it's something that I do. I mainly do it visually. If there's a price that I want to look at that happened a while ago, I will carry it through, but it's so easy. It's just an easy little tool that you can use. And then now, if I get rid of this chart, we know where key turns is at. And so where do I want to get out? Well, I want to get out there because we want to be short below that. Now, if we break higher, look at how many attempts this has made. One, and then this one was because it got a tick away, and then all through here, this is a 5-minute chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4 candles during this entire period where it's really knocking on this door. So there's a really good chance if we come back up here, we can test to be cautious of an additional test, because there's probably going to be strength for new highs. And remember, we want to be long above that. So that's exactly my approach coming into the market. And so again, we can go to our little ray right here. We know that we have to break these lows, and we have to break this low here, okay? And then we peek through this high, but we have more of a dominant high right here that we have to get past in order to continue on upwards here. But this is exactly what I would do. You don't make it more complicated than that. That's all you need to do. Okay, we have the key trends price. We know where that's at, 36.25. We want to be short below that, long above it, and we want to be aware of these, because this is what's going to get either here or continue on downwards. Okay, if you don't have key turns yet, it's built for NinjaTrader 8 only, and you've only got we're counting down the days where that's still available. So grab it while it's available and use it. If you've watched the last few videos, you can see it's extremely effective. And all you have to do is know where it is at in relation to price, and then do something like this, super simple, and you should be able to make a killing in these markets. And I'll also leave a description for the box, or a link for the box. So if you want to grab this is a lot of fun to use as well. And last comment about the box that I will make is I get questions a lot, almost daily. It's kind of funny because when the markets are really volatile like this, some people think, oh, I bet you got slaughtered. Actually, this is when you want to use the box, because just think of it this way: the bigger the movement, the bigger the profit, period. The box picks up on movement like that, and you just want to get in, because the bigger the movement, the more you're going to be able to take out of the market. Okay, so that's enough. Go ahead and use that price today. Stick it on your chart. If you're not an experienced trader, maybe just observe and see how the market reacts to it, and draw probably a few of these lines in here and see what happens.